So don't sweat it too hard. One of the coolest people in the Tabletop community will be joining soon. But for the time being, you just got me. And we'll be kicking things off just like that one previous game. We're going to be heading to Thunder Point, getting straight to the point on matters, as we look at a pretty interesting deck. We've got Shelly and Donnie for some really good reach. We've got the Stringer. We've got Bucket and Tentatek. Not necessarily the best hand, and Yawshi's hand is definitely already proving to be a bit more of a hassle as we start with a huge 5-point difference. With that Shiver just really breaking through. We'll put in a lot of pressure. I think we do. Oh, we've got a clash that is barely gonna work out for Yawshi. And yeah, puts Ilynus at the back heel. We do get a special out of it, which is very valuable. But unfortunately, I don't think Ilynus has much to do with this. And we're already coming across a classic issue for more novice decks. The decks that I generally make. There's no more cards. They're all really small. They all kind of lack a lot of value. Sometimes that bad luck just kind of happens and it's rough. I see a little play that could be made with the Tentatek to push into the other side. Could potentially use the Splat Bomb as well, but yeah, we're already in a bit of a dicey situation as Yawshi is just overtaking the field. I think, yeah, I see Illy does see this opportunity, needs to take it to quickly call it, as their turf has already done some good work, made some good progress. And at this point, we kind of just want to push through to the other side, disrupt any base combos they might have going on. Tries to break through. I don't think it's... Wait, no! We got a good defense. Did not go for the Splat Bomb there. I guess ultimately it was the best call. Because there was a big play that kind of just pushed through otherwise. And yeah, we're getting some really good defense. Ilynus is struggling to keep up right now. With almost half the score that Yawshi has from just a much stronger hand. Yeah, all the big cards are finally coming in. Some really unfortunate luck to start Illy off. As Yawshi is continuing to build more and more special, more and more turf, deepening that lead. Splat Bomb special, 60-100. We've got 3 special. That's a lot of points that you can use to turn things around. But you kind of need... It feels like you're going to need a lot more than even that. Definitely a good play right there. I don't know if it's the time to utilize that. But you get your special. And you could potentially lead into some kind of tempo swings to be able to keep the... no, you... Oh, no, you get your special if you do that. More points, I think, are from there. But... Actually, no, less points. So yeah, that's just a better play. Does give Yawshi a lot of special, though. A whole lot of special, and... I think that's the nail in the coffin here. I'm pretty sure Yawshi has this one cooked. As Illy looks like we've got... I think we're going for a pass here. The Inkjet just stealing so much more turf. Last turn, we've got a 16 that we can play, but... Or a 15, but 30 points is... Even a perfect 30 would not be enough to turn things here. So Yawshi is going to be walking away with the first game of this set. Strong plays from Illy. I like what I saw, but unfortunately it's just like you drew a little too weak at the start. Could not keep up that tempo. And Yawshi kind of just ran away with things. That leaves us on game 2. There's still plenty of room for Illy to turn things around. A lot of room for the decks to be a little more favorable. We've still got a lot of stages to work with. And now it's Illy's turn to pick where he wants to go. And it looks like our next stage has been chosen and set. And it's gonna be Gemini! Curious to see what Illy's deck in Gemini is like, because I don't believe I've ever seen Illy play. In a Tableturf tournament. Dropping a Harmony to start. It's a pretty decent play. I can see it making some work. Ooh, we've got a huge draw. I looked away for 5 seconds to try to set up like some bracket planning. And yeah, we've got a literal wall. Like, this is impressive from Yawshi. And Illy, again, definitely some better cards played, but this feels like a situation where you immediately are like, I would really like to... Oh, I mean, we've got 3 special. Granted, I don't know what you really get out of piercing. You kind of just want to hope that your opponent isn't really doing too much with these base cards, or aren't doing too much with pushing it and more just doing base building, and you get to do your own base building here because it would be quite beneficial. Nice little, let's see a nice little staircase over in Yawshi's base. It's actually quite pleasing to the eye. Ooh, both of them get their double special off the auto bomb. Callie's a little too big now, which means that we're forced to the smaller cards. It might be worth considering trying to pop the special and just piercing through onto that other side. I don't... if you draw the Splatling, if he draws the Splatling, he might be able to play it on that other side. Nothing else really does much work there, but taking up more space is never a bad move. That's also a pretty solid play as well. We get the 10 to tech. I guess it kind of fits there, but it's only going to reward one special. Like, we're just slowly grinding things up as we're losing out more and more on points. Really nice base building combos coming in from Illy. Yawshi definitely not anything to sneeze at either, and yeah, it took too long for the Splatling, so my strategy probably wouldn't have even panned out. But we are at enough. We could drop that 312. We could, if there's another 312, you could drop that 312, and then you could drop like a 411, or there's a few different ways you can go about this. Looking at the 515, that could be a really nice choice. 512 might be a way to get that special. I think I see a spot where if you position it right, you get both the specials. Illy is forgetting about that bottom corner piece for the base special block. That doesn't reward any. That's a good amount of points. And I guess that's what they're looking for, is just the points. Not gonna get any special off of that. 2 turns left. If they can do something to get the 2 special blocks down there, it is possible to drop 2 312s now, which would be phenomenal. It's possible. It's entirely possible that a play like that could turn the tides, because Yawshi only has a single 312 to make. But I think Illy is just going to go for a flat play here. Gets them kind of close, but it still feels like it's just not close enough. Are we really considering passing? There's too much of a deficit for a pass to be a viable option. Pass is what we're gonna do. Passes up the triple ink strike. Can't afford to do the 16 or the 17, so we're gonna drop the Cali. 30 points would not be enough still, which is so disheartening. And that's gonna be Yawshi taking another game. Oh. Really solid job from both players once again. Illy put onto the back heel here. We have one more game before being knocked out of brackets. Here's hoping we get a better hand to go into this final game. Here's hoping that we get some better plays going in. I want to see Illy start getting some tempo. I see a lot of potential in Illy's plays. The deck's actually pretty solid. It's just making these... Ugh. Please give us a Dynamo or an Ouroboros. Illy, I know you got a Dynamo or Ouroboros on you. Oh dear. We still have some plays. I don't think that's the play. I would probably just section off my base. And then try to break into some other locations. This is a very aggressive play. If it works out, it can be really beneficial. Could pierce. Trying to take up a lot of turf here with a very aggressive play. We've got area sectioned off now. A defense wouldn't be the worst idea. Just let Yawshi take their base. But I kind of want to see that triple ink strike go down. The question is, how does it fit? And I don't think it fits. I think the defense is the best call. Just drop the little jut in the bottom right corner, and just be like, that's the turf I have. Because, yeah, going a little too defensive, or being a little too careful here, doing base building, you're not blocking off any your area at all. Yawshi's now sectioned off a chunk of his land, and now he is safe to start pushing. Like, yeah, you're getting special here, but there's still so much space. And again, just all of the big cards have not been drawn. Illy, I feel for you here, dude. This just hurts to see. Yeah, we got another Splatly Novo. There it is! Why? Why have you forsaken us, Ouroboros? You had 2 chances to be drawn. I think it's a little too late to go for the defense here. We lost a lot of extra turf. There's a risk that something really scary is coming in. It needs to be done. The sooner you do this, the better. But it's one of those situations where it feels like too much time has been spent dabbling. Where just that much extra space has been taken up. You get the special there. That's super safe. Little Judd would have actually clutched it just fine at the bottom spot, but speaking as somebody who is also a novice at this stuff, sometimes you just want to be super careful because you don't know what your opponent is fully capable of. Lots of really good base building, but we've got all this special, nowhere to use it. All of the special blocks are built inwards and have no way of like reaching out to the opponent, no way of like pressuring. Like that middle section needs a special block so badly. Does she fit in there? No, she doesn't. She fits like that, but it's not really contributing anything to this game. It's just points. Which we can respect the points, but I just don't think that it's... We need to drop that wiper anywhere else. Yeah, no, everything's going fine. I panicked. Everything is going fine. Trying to find somewhere for the Ouroboros, but we're at the 4-turn left mark. There's, again, it's another 30-point difference. The good cards are finally coming in, but it's another situation of is it too little, too late? We could use the Dynamo Roller just to kind of take back some home turf. Try to get some base combos going. So that you can at least get a special, pass, and then play a 3-12 to finish. Or play the 4-10. And that might be the 4-10. No, I want it to be, but it feels like the 410 would be so cool if you could play the 410 and get like both of those special blocks in home base. But we're just gonna give it another point to Yawshi. We're just that little bit closer. It's now a situation where you can pass and drop the 312. Which is better than nothing, and we at least have a couple of blocks that can do some pressure now. But it feels a little too late. Yeah, I see a spot for the triple ink strike in Yawshi's base. But yeah, Yawshi's gonna make a play here. And it is such a lead that even this near perfect triple ink strike will not be enough. Goes for the triple ink strike. Not even seeing the spot I was looking at. And it's gonna be a washout. A wipeout. X marks the garden. X marks the grave. As Yawshi wins 3-0 and advances further into the brackets. And Ilynus moves into the lower side.